Today we are going to discuss one of the very interesting topic, an important topic from geometry, and which is a very weak topic, that is very basic topic, Pythagoras theorem. This topic is important for, we can say, board examination. This topic is also important for KVPY. This topic is important for IOQM. We will learn this topic up to this level, and in the DPP we will also see other kinds of problem. We try to go through the very typical kind of problem that are appearing in the examination, almost all the type of problem, but maths is a subject with variety and we cannot say that we are doing everything. It is really highly unpredictable, especially when we are preparing for such exams. Both KBPI and IIM are really unpredictable exam, but there are some kinds of questions which might be repeated, and that's why those concepts, if we learn, they would help us definitely in any kind of examination. This is the most important note. So, as we were discussing what is Pythagoras theorem, I hope that we all know the very basic thing, that is a square plus b square is c square. For any triangle which is a right angle triangle, for any right angle triangle, this is valid. This was also proposed by Indian mathematician Bodhayan in this form. That the sum of the sides, sum of the squares of the side, sum of the squares of the sides of a rectangle equals to the square of its diagonal. He didn't use the word square, he said that area. Area and square are the same thing. This is, if you are squaring something, that its area only. So this was proposed by Indian mathematician Bodhayan, and Pythagoras also proposed it, but in the form of a right angle triangle. This is A, B, this is C, and for this formula is quite valid. This angle is 90 degree. There is converse theorem of Pythagoras theorem, that is, if in a triangle a square plus b square equals to c square, sum of two sides is equals to sum of third side, square of sum of the squares of two side is equals to sum of the square of third side, then we conclude that the triangle is a right angle triangle. This is converse theorem. Theorem 3, you can say it's important because it's unusual. Whatever thing is unusual is important for us. The usual thing is important for routine mathematics, and whatever is unusual is important for non-routine mathematics. That is the fact. A triangle is a right triangle if and only if the median of one side is half of the side. Median of one side is half of the side. then only the triangle is a right angle triangle. We can use this to deduce that whether a triangle is right angle or not. In some questions might be based on this theorem only, so this can prove useful for us. Now we are starting with the very beginning question from IOQM only, and at first the questions that we are going to practice will be for both IOQM and KBPI. This will be the fundamental question, and then we will just solve 2 questions for IOQM, 2 questions just for practice, sake of practice, but whatever concept we are going to deduce will be deduced from these 4 to 5 questions that we are discussing at the beginning. This is a very common question. This also appeared in some PRMO, but the question was wrong. I guess, at per what I remember, this kind of question was also asked in one's PRMO. But the question was wrong due to some certain calculation problem. Triangle inequality was not going by that way, but same conceptual question was asked in PRMO. This question was asked in China in the year most probably 1996 or 1999. That I didn't remember, but in some of Chinese Olympiads this question was asked. What was the difference was that these figures were different, rather the entire thing was same only. So this is a very popular question, and those who have seen this question find that yes, they already knew the question. Almost 2 to 3 times they are going through this kind of question, and when they are finding such questions, this becomes very easy for solving. Since it's a common question and it has appeared in IOQM, we are going to discuss it. If ABCD is a rectangle and P is a point inside it such that AP equals to 33, BP equals to 16, DP equals to 63, find CP. Very easy. P is any random point, we do not know exactly. A, B, C, D. AP is 33, BP is 16, DP is 63. We have to find CP. How do we find CP? This is great question. This is a rectangle, so we can consider this A, this as B, this as C, this as D. Will it be useful for us? No. This is not going to be useful for us. We have to consider them into right angle triangle. Just draw perpendiculars like that. Draw perpendicular from P, from this point, from this point, from this point. Like that. Name them some PV here. X, Y, Z, W. X, Y, Z, W. Now, interestingly, if we just focus that if this part is, just say this is A, then this part is also A, because this is a perpendicular, this is a straight line, this is perpendicular, these are parallel, this is. Are you getting the point? I am saying that you just see this is also a rectangle, this green area, so this is A, this is A, this is a rectangle, so we are getting this is A, this is A. And let's, for the sake of convenience, just removing the rectangle, let this be B, this be B, this part be C, this is C, this is D, this is D. Which part is D? This part is D, only this part. Okay, only this part is P, only this part is P. So we are having everything required to solve the problem. The relation between A and C. This is also C, isn't it? This is A, this is B. Sorry, not this. This is B, this is D. So we are having everything in the form of a right angle triangle. A square plus C square equals to 33. A square plus C square, 33 whole square. B square plus C square equals to 63 whole square. A square plus D square equals to 16 whole square. Whole square. And what we need to find is this CP part, that is B square plus D square, question mark. We have to simply use these three equations to find out this. How we are going to use them? When we add these three equations, if we just add the three equations, what we are having, we just see. Adding the three equations, these three equations we are just simply adding. We are having A square plus C square plus B square plus D square. Now you just see A square here, C square here, C square here. They are coming two times of A square plus C square. And in the right hand side we are having 33 square, 63 square, 16 square. 33 square, 16 square, 63 square. Now here we are left with B square plus D square, and we are having the value of A square plus C square from this equation, 2 times of 33 square. B square plus D square part, we just subtract this and plus B square plus D square equals to this part. We have to subtract 2 into 33 square from this part, and then we have to do the calculation. B square plus D square equals to 63 square plus 16 square minus 33 square. So this will give us the square of the CP square. This will give us, see here, this will give us CP square. So we have to just simply root over, whole square root over. So we need to find this value. It's your duty to solve the calculation. I'm solving it using calculator. This is 63 into 63 plus 16 into 16 minus 33 square, 3136. We want the value of root over of 3136. This is 56. Okay. So the answer would be 56. This will be the answer. Similar kind of problem, not exactly the same procedure, not exactly the same, but dropping perpendicular and like that, similar concept also appeared in one such PRMO question of West Bengal region in 2016. Please try it. Now I am solving it. The solution. So we are going to solve this. D, E, F are 3 points such that the points are equal. Now what we are going to do is very simple. That from D to the legs of the triangle, we are going to drop perpendiculars. This is one perpendicular, this is another perpendicular, this is another perpendicular. Now we are going to drop perpendicular on that particular side. Little bit of animation helps us to understand a lot. So these are just the perpendicular that we have dropped to the legs AC and BC. Now this part is what? X, 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 4 equal parts, since AD equals to D equals to EF equals to FB. These are also X, 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 X. This is Y, 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 Y. Now what do we need? We need the value of 4x plus 4y. The entire side AC is 4x and entire side BC is 4y whole square root over. We need this particular value only. So if you have the value of x square plus y square, we can simply do the calculation. So that was the system of dropping perpendicular that I was seeing. It's a very useful system, at least for solving problems of Pythagoras theorem. Not only Pythagoras theorem, in angle chasing also. This is really useful. Now we are having the value of CD square plus CE square plus CF square. CD square is what? You just see. CD square is simply 3x whole square plus y square. 3x whole square plus y square. This is the value of CD square. Y, you just see. This is CD. Now what is this part? This part is corresponds to this part. This part is what? 3x. And this is y. That's y. So 3x square plus y square, CD square. Now comes CE square. CE square. C square is simply 2x square plus 2y square. 2x square plus 2y square and then x square plus 3y square. So the entire thing also symmetric also. We are getting 9 x square plus y square plus 4x square plus 4y square plus x square plus 9y square. If you add all of this, we'll have 9 plus 4, 13, 14. 14 times x square plus y square equals to 350. Cut it with 7, we are having 52. This is 25. X square plus y square equals to 25. Now what we need? We need the value of 4x, that is 16 times x square plus y square. This will give us the value of AB square. And if you just simply square root it, this will be 4 times of 5, because this is 25. X square plus y square divided by 5. Square root 25 is 4 5. Then the answer will be 20. I hope it's visible. Why 16 times x square plus y square? Because the entire thing is what? This is what? 4x. This is what? 4y. And AB square is what? 4x square plus 4y square. And 4x square plus 4y square is what? 16 times x square plus y square. So this was quite easy problem based on the concept of dropping perpendicular. Another problem, which is very nice problem, I guess, that would give a chill to your mind. This is really important both for IOQM and KBPI. This is a common problem in the sense that such kind of problem we have to tackle. The diagram is very important in this question. Two circles touch each other internally at A and the center of the largest circle is at C. AB and FG are the diameter of the largest circle and they are perpendicular to each other. Point D and E lie on smaller circle and are on the line AB and FG respectively. BD equals to 9, FE equals to R. R is the radius of the smaller circle. Then we need to find the value of the radius of the smaller circle. For this we need the diagram. An appropriate diagram is the necessity of this question. So let's start. Let us first draw the larger circle. Add a smaller circle. So we have to intersect it. So let's intersect. Yes, they are intersecting now. This is the point of intersection A. This is the diameter, black in color. This is the C, that is the center of the larger circle. Now this is FG, we can say. Now this is not the diameter, this is just a radius. Okay, so after some modification, now this is FG, which is perpendicular to AB. AB is also a diameter. These two are perpendicular to each other. This is FG, you can see. So now let's see what is happening. This is B point. Now it says that the diameters are also intersecting the smaller circle, but here in this diagram this is not intersecting, so we have to modify the smaller circle. After little bit modification, now it is intersecting. We can say FE is there, AB is there, all the problem is solved now. This is FE, this is BD, and we need to find the value of the smaller circle. You have the diagram, that is everything. Now you consider some x, y, apply Pythagoras theorem, and it's done. So let's try to proceed the question. We will solve it. Just let us consider the radius of the largest circle be R. Let radius of the largest circle be R, as you can see. Now what we can consider, that let us consider CE equals to x. CE equals to x. Let EC equals to x. Now we need to relate this R and x. How do we relate? This small r, that is radius of the smaller circle, not smaller circle, sorry. This large r equals to x plus 5 because EF equals to 5. So large r equals to x plus 5. Now we have the relationship between large r and x plus 5. Now let us try to find the relationship between small r and x. This small r can be written as 2 times of r minus 9. Why? You just see. Two times of r is this part, minus 9 this part. So we are getting the diameter of the smaller circle divided by 2. So 2 times of large r minus 9 by 2. Now we need to proceed further. This will give us r equals to This will give us r equals to 2 times of x, 2 times of x plus 1 by 2. This is r. Please wait. 2 times of x plus 1 by 2. This part is what? This is the radius. 2 times of x plus 1 by 2. Now you just see this is 90 degree. So this is a right angle triangle. We need to find the relationship of OC and x. We can interpret OC as OD minus CD. OD minus CD. OC can be thought of as OD is what? 2x plus 1 by 2. And CD is what? CB minus DB. CD can be thought of as CB minus BD. BD is 9, it's given. CB is larger. CB is also related to x. Minus of CD. CD is what? CB minus BD. CB is what? X plus 5 minus 9. X minus 4 equals to 2 times of x plus 1 by 2 minus of x plus 4. Now we are having OC in terms of x. We are having EC in terms of x and OE in terms of x. Now we will just apply Pythagoras theorem and find out the value of x. This is calculation, this is left out to you. After simplifying this, you would get the value of OC as 9 by 2. Just simplify, you would get OC as 9 by 2. So now it's easy for us to simplify. That is 2x plus 1 by 2 whole square equals to x square plus 9 by 2 whole square. From this you find out the value of, this is Pythagoras theorem. So this kind of question are really very brilliant question and can appear in any kind of examination. Basically when questions regarding circles are asked, we have to approach the problems in this way only. And the value you will get, I guess, x equals to 20. This would be the value that you would get, x equals to 20. This will be the answer. The basics, we are over with the basics, and now yes, this is not for IOCM, this is also for KPI also, because KPI and IOCM are quite relatable. For maths there are a lot of topics that are relatable, that's why we are not going for separate things, we are going for the same topics, but some things are there which are different in the examination, that will be thought of as differently. Moreover, PIQ sessions are also there. ABCD be a rectangle in which AB plus BC plus CD. So let's draw a rectangle. We have to be very fast in this kind of question. This was a 2 marks question, so we cannot spend a lot of time in this kind of question. ABCD is a rectangle in which AB plus BC plus CD. A, B, C, D is a rectangle in which AB plus BC plus CD. Let us consider this as A, this as B, this as A, this as B. This is A, this is B. So we are having AB plus BC plus CD equals to 20. That is, we are having AB plus BC twice of A plus B. Twice of A plus B equals to 20. And we are having AE equals to 9. What is E? E is the midpoint of the side BC. E is the midpoint of the side BC. E is the midpoint of the side BC. This is what? B by 2. We are having A square plus B by 2 whole square equals to 9. So we are having a relationship between A and B. This is a Pythagoras theorem. We can just simply put the value of B equals to 20. Let's put only B equals to 20 minus 2A by 2 whole square equals to 9. A square plus 10 minus A whole square equals to 9 square, sorry, this will be 9 square. So from this we'll get the value of a. If we get the value of a, we get the value of b also. Then it's pretty easy for us. Twice of a square plus 100, there is 81, minus of 20a, there we're having 100, minus 81, there is having 19 equals to 0. So we can thought of a as 1 on 19. This can be the possible value, I guess. From this equation you have to find out the value of a. You have to find the value of a. After getting the value of a, put this and you will get the value of b, and then finding the area of the rectangle is just ab. So I'm just leaving this part. This was the main thing, that one relation from Pythagoras theorem, one relation from perimeter, and this was given also. This was quite direct question. Now comes the concept of rotation using Pythagoras theorem. Basically here we will use the basic concept of converse of Pythagoras theorem. Here we are going to use the concept of converse of Pythagoras theorem. When to apply? Usually in problem involving regular figure, internal point, internal angle, Pythagorean triplet, ratio, common pattern of triangle. Pythagorean triplet, in our KPI notes, I would ask to provide all the common Pythagorean triplets up to 100, and that you need to memorize, because often KPI questions are directly asked regarding the concept of Pythagorean triplet, and at that time practice becomes the main key. So if you just memorize all the Pythagorean triplets, then it's very easier for us to solve. This is the first question with the concept of rotation, that is ABCD is a square, EA, EB, EC equals to 1:2:3. Interesting fact about 1:2:3 is that this is also a Pythagorean triplet, in the sense that 1 plus root 2 whole square equals to root 3 whole square. So we have to use the idea. We need to find the angle AEB. Internal point, internal angle, Pythagorean triplet. Okay, you just see when to apply. Internal point, internal angle, Pythagorean triplet. Ratio is also there. Ratio, common pattern of triangle, that we will discuss later. There are a lot of questions formulated on concept of rotation. We cannot discuss all. We are discussing just one question. Please try it. This is our diagram, that we are having ABCD. This is E. We are having EB is to EC is to ED equals to 1:2:3, and now we are going to just rotate. You just see rotate around point. Rotate around point. Select object to rotate and then center. So this will be 90-degree rotation. Oh, this should be anti-clockwise, otherwise it will be difficult. (90° clockwise). This is E dash position. We are going to rotate this also by 90°. All of them are going to be rotated 90°. Now after rotating B, you just see, those who are unable to watch, that B dash is here. Can you see? Why? Because this is 90° rotation. What is happening? Simply that this is rotating like that way, with C as the center. That's why it's happening. Very simple thing. Since we have rotated every point, we do not need to rotate it much, because the triangle is rotated only because we cannot rotate C with respect to C. If you just see C with respect to C, if you try to rotate C with respect to C, then it will remain at C only. C with respect to C, nothing can happen. This cannot rotate only. Now we are just joining the segments. These angles is 90°, this and this are equal. Now we need to find that one angle is 90° in them. Why so? I am just showing. Let me export wait please. This is our rotated image. Now just see that we are having, this is 1:2:3, as it was said in the question only, that EA is to EB is to EC equals to 1:2:3. This is a point, just forgot the nomenclature. This may vary. So this is not a thing to bother about. This is 1:2:3. Now interesting fact is that when we have rotated this, when we have just simply rotated this, the entire triangle is also rotated. In the sense that this is one, is it so? Not. This is also rotated when you have rotated this part. This is 2. Now we have to apply some concept to solve this problem further. Now when we did the rotation, this point, this line was also rotated by 90 degrees. So this is 90 degrees. This is 90 degrees. That is the concept of rotation. That is very much important, because we are rotating it by 90 degrees. We all have shown that we are rotating it by 90 degrees. This is 45 degree. This is 45 degree. This is 45 degree. This would be what? 2 square plus 2 square root over 8. Now just see, 1 plus root over of 8 whole square equals to 3 square. So this is a right angle triangle. This is a right angle triangle. Interesting fact is that we applied Pythagoras theorem here. There is the application of converse of Pythagoras theorem. And after this, what is happening is, you see that this triangle has been rotated into this triangle, and this is 45 degree, this is 90 degree. So the entire angle is what? 135 degrees. So this angle is also 135 degree. That is the concept of rotation. Interestingly, if somebody asks that find the area of the square from this data only, the question may be altered and be asked that find the area of the square, then we have to apply the concept of solution of triangle. That is important for KBPI only, not relevant for IOChem. So we are not going to discuss in IOChem classes. So in KBPI solution of triangle, we will solve the same problem. 1, 2, we will find this BC. We will find out this BC, and then we would square it, BC square. Such kind of problem we will solve in solution of triangle. This is very beautiful problem, because the concept involved is Pythagoras theorem, rotation, solution of triangle, then area. So, lot of concept. Let us solve some problem from KBI examination 2011 essay. In the adjoining figure, AB equals to 12. This is x. This is 20 minus x. This is 8. This is also 90 degree. So if b equals to x, then we need to find the value of x. This is very easy if you consider this. Now this is not a question from, this is not from Pythagoras theorem. Actually, those who are choosing the question, I am only choosing the question. I thought that this is a Pythagoras theorem question while looking at the figure. I didn't look at the question, so extremely sorry, but that's why I choose it. Let's solve it. Let us consider this angle is alpha. This angle is alpha. This is 90, so this would be what? 90 minus alpha. Now just see, we are having tan alpha equals to 12 over x. Tan of 90 minus alpha equals to 8 over 20 minus x, which is equals to cot alpha, because tan of 90 minus alpha is cot alpha. Now if you multiply this with tan alpha, we will get 1. So this is what? Put the value of tan alpha and cot alpha. 12 over x into 8 over 20 minus x equals to 1. Solve it, you would get the value of x, exact value of x, and you need to solve it. So I just showed it. This is not from Pythagoras theorem. This is quite irrelevant question. I guess this question is directly from Pythagoras theorem. Right? In the figure, these all are squares, unit squares. Then the ratio of the areas of the triangle. Very beautiful question. AXF and ABF. AXF, this is alpha, 180 minus alpha, same only. AXF, XB. If you can relate the ratio of XF by XB, then only you would get the area. Then only you would get the ratio of area. This is a hint. Why? I am giving you a hint. We will just proceed with hints and the question will be solved at once. That area of a triangle is half into AB sine theta. This is first hint. I am giving you the second hint. Sine of 180 minus theta equals to sine theta only. This is second hint. And the area of the triangle, now you find, apply Pythagoras theorem, try to find it out. Actually, these are not the questions of direct Pythagoras theorem, and we forgot this hint. This is totally useless. Totally useless. This is totally useless stuff. Let us solve the problem. That area of the triangle would be first triangle AXF. We are finding the area of triangle AXF. Half into AX into AF sine angle AXF or FAX, angle FAX over half of AX multiplied by AB sine angle XAB. This cancels out. This cancels out. We have AF equals to 1, AB equals to, this is 1 1, so AB equals to 2. So we need to find the value of sine FX and sine XAB. How do we find out? Now there is interestingly that sine angle XAB equals to 90 minus this angle, that is cos. So we need to find the value of sine angle FAX. 90 minus FX, that is cos angle FAX. This would be the ratio only. This is 1 by 2. Here I am having by 2. That is, the ratio is half of tan angle FAX. This would be FAX 1 by 2. So the answer should be 1 by 4. So this was also a question directly from basic trigonometry. I didn't find out any kind of application of no, this is not our answer, because this is the ratio of this triangle and this triangle, that is 1 by 4, and we have been asked to find the ratio of ABF, the main thing we're having. So these are direct questions from trigonometry, we can say, but I don't know how they have given this. So area triangle ABF over area triangle AXF equals to 1 by 4. That was 1 by 4. That would be 4 plus 1 by 1, 5 by 1. So the answer is this is the correct answer. This, I guess, is a question from Pythagoras theorem. Now, what was the implication of Pythagoras theorem? I am just showing you that this question can also be solved using Pythagoras theorem. Why? When we are finding out sine angle fx, sine angle fx, sine angle xab, if we just want to find out the value of sine angle fx, then we can apply Pythagoras theorem, that is 1 here, 1 here, 2 here. This would be root 5. But why should we do this? Because we can convert sine angle xab in terms of fx, then we are getting 10, so we do not need to do this. That's why we just skipped it, and that was the most shortcut method. Suppose ABCD is a trapezium whose sides and heights are integer. AB is parallel to CD. If the area of ABCD is 12 and the sides are distinct, then AB minus CD is. How do we solve this question? First of all, what is area of a trapezium? Half of sum of parallel side into height. This is the basic thing, key thing. You can apply a little bit of Pythagoras theorem there to check out the cases by trial and error method. That is, you need to emphasize on the fact that sides and heights are integer and distinct. Sides are distinct. Sides are distinct. That is a fact you need to focus on. Consider a trapezium like this. Now, why we are considering a trapezium like this? Because at that's I say that this is a question of trial and error method. When you have to consider a trapezium like this also, then you find out that whether this kind of trapezium is possible or not. If this is not possible, then you have to go through. This is the only left out option. That's why trial and error. So after trial and error, you would arrive at this case. I am solving the direct case because I am not interested in trial and error. ABCD is a trapezium, AB minus CD, AB is parallel to CD. If the area of the trapezium is 12 and the sides are distinct, then AB minus CD. Drop the perpendicular there. One thing is obvious, that if this is 3, this can be 4, this can be 5. Then 3 into this be x, this be x, twice of x plus 4 equals to 12, 4, 8, twice of x plus 4 equals to 8, 4, x equals to 2. This is 2, this is 2. Now you see all the sides are distinct. One side is 2, one side is 6, one side is 3, another side is 5. What is Pythagoras theorem? Pythagoras theorem is here. Common Pythagorean triplet. The concept of common Pythagorean triplet. I said that this is a very frequent concept in KPI examination, even in KPI 2020. I guess one question was formulated directly from this Pythagorean triplets concept. So AB minus CD would be 6 minus 2 mod 4. This would be the answer. Triangle ABC is an isosceles triangle with AB equals to AC equals to 4. AB equals to AC equals to 4. There are 100 points P1, P2, P100 on the side BC. Write MI, this should be in subscript. Okay. Write MI. Perfect. These are all in subscript. Triangle ABC is an isosceles triangle with AB equals to AC equals to 4. There are 100 points P1, P2, P100. Not 100. There are 200 and 2021 points. What they're writing all the round figures always. Two 2021. There are 2021 points. Two 2021. Triangle ABC is an isosceles triangle with AB equals to AC equals to 4. There are 2021 points P1, P2, P 2021. P 2021. On the side BC, write MI. Equals to AP square BP PIC. We need to find the value of only one such arrangement. Then only we would get the hundreds and 2021 or like that. Everything we can get it from this. Let's try to solve it. Triangle ABC is an isosceles triangle with AB equals to AC equals to 4. AB equals to AC equals to 4. There are 2021 points P1, P2, P121 on the side BC. Write API square. Let us take any one random point, say Pi. Take any arbitrary point, say Pi. Join it, API square. BPI into PIC. Find out the value. Find out the value. This is very easy. I'm showing you the solution. This is the time for solution. Let us drop a perpendicular from this isosceles triangle and say this point be D. Now what we're having is very simple. API square. API square plus BD. That is BP can be thought of as BD minus DPI and CD plus DPI. Is it clear? This part can be thought of as this part subtracted by this part. This part can be thought of as this part added by this part. Interestingly, this part and this part are equal. Since it is isosceles triangle, we are having CD equals to BD. From this, write API square plus BD square minus DPI square. Now just see API square and DPI. API square minus DPI square plus BD square. This part is what? AD square. AD square plus BD square. AD square. Using Pythagoras theorem, here is the application of Pythagoras theorem. AD square plus BD square is what? Simply AB square equals to 4 square equals to 16. So for 2021 points, this MI, sigma MI 2021 will be simply 16 into 2021. Now this is equals to N. And we need to find the value of this. This is box function, box of n by. This is calculation, very difficult calculation. I cannot do this. (2021) into 16 divided by 120. 269. We need to find the box, so the answer will be 269. This is the answer. This was quite easy. The main concept was this isosceles triangle. This is a very trivial question. What is the question? Suppose we already have solved this kind of Pythagorean triplet question using the concept of rotation. Now we'll solve this question with simple application of trigonometry. Suppose this be a square A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D is a square. These are some points, say P and Q. This is P. We need to find area of the square. How do you find this? I think most of you have solved this kind of question at least once. So I'm not going for great elaboration, I just give the concept. This is a very common Pythagorean triplet: 13, 5, 12. Because 13 square equals to 5 square plus 12 square. So this angle is simply 90 degree. Consider this alpha. This is 90 minus alpha. This is what? 90 minus alpha. This is also alpha. And try to solve this problem. Those who are still unable, find out cos alpha like that. Cos alpha, sin alpha, add them, find out the value. This was just hint. Hint we have already given. Whatever hint we can give, we have given in the diagram. Hint is already provided. Consider this x. You have cos alpha equals to x over 12 from triangle BPC. You have x equals to 12 of cos alpha. Similarly, PC equals to 12 of sin alpha. We have PD equals to 5 of cos alpha. We have PC plus PD equals to x, that is 5 of cos alpha plus 12 of Sin alpha equals to 12 of cos alpha. From this you would get the value of find alpha, find cos alpha or sin alpha, anything, or sin alpha. After you have cos alpha or sin alpha, just simply put this in this equation, you would get the value of x. If you have the value of x, then you just whole square it, you would get the area. That was the concept of this question. The most important application of Pythagoras theorem was converse of Pythagoras theorem. If somebody asks me to tag it, I would say converse of Pythagoras theorem, the inverse formula, that is 13, 12, 5. This is 90. That's why we are solving this problem. If this is 90, then this is alpha. This angle is what? 90 minus alpha. This is what? 90 minus this angle. That is 90 minus alpha minus alpha. 90 minus alpha. That is alpha only. That's why we are able to solve this problem with the help of Pythagoras theorem. So we'll end with all the problems. So those who have seen the problems for IOQM, they can go and watch the problem at the end of the 10 minutes or 15 minutes. We have discussed some KVPI problems that were also nice. The two of them were directly not from KVPI, but these were quite nice, and these two problems are very classical problem. So I'll end with all the problems now. This is an important thing, that is, go through the notes oblique DPP oblique assignment, whatever is provided, because there also will give some problems. One important thing of knowledge is the median formula, that I hope that you all know. That's it. We'll end with all these things. Another thing very important with Pythagoras theorem is Apollonius theorem, that is very important for KVPI. In NSCGS examination, directly question were asked from this, and I guess we have completed all the concepts, so we are done.